My friend wants me to step aside so that he can try and date my not girlfriend. So a little over 3 years ago, I had just gotten out of a relationship with a girl who was really abusive. I broke up with her shortly before I graduated high school and wanted to take some time to focus on myself. Of course, a few weeks after the breakup, I meet the most gorgeous girl that I've ever met, and we really hit it off. I'll refer to her as Elle. She had also gotten out of an abusive relationship, so neither of us were looking for anything serious. At the time, my driver's license was suspended. Too much speeding, bad time in my life, I learned my lesson, and my friend, I'll call him Kay, would offer to drive me to see her. For a few months, we would mostly just all hang out together because we all got along really well, and she and I would mostly just cuddle up if we were all watching a movie. Sometimes we'd sneak off for a few minutes to make out a little, but not long because we didn't want to be rude to Kay. Elle and Kay developed their own friendship during this time, but it was obviously platonic on both ends, like an older brother-younger sister dynamic. Kay also had a girlfriend of 4 years then, but they were hanging on by a thread. After 6 months, I got my license back, and I'd go see Elle and take her out without Kay. At that point, Elle and I started having sex. We both really liked each other, but I panicked and sort of ghosted her for a few weeks. Elle and Kay continued talking, and he said he wasn't going to stop being friends with her because I was being an idiot. Fair enough. I realized I was being stupid, and Elle agreed to see me again. We immediately picked right back up where we left off. Around this time, Kay and his girlfriend broke up, so I moved in with him. I would go see Elle a few times a week, and she would come to our place on the weekends, and we would all hang out. That continued for several more months until she ghosted me for about 2 weeks. She told Kay that she was afraid I would bail again, and she didn't want to go through that pain again. We worked it out, but embarrassingly, this cycle has since repeated once or twice. Not in over a year though. Over the last year especially, mostly since she turned 18, I've noticed Kay has acted differently around Elle. He'll flirt with her in front of me. She's very friendly with him but does not flirt back and pulls away when he touches her. I told him I don't like it, but he said that it doesn't matter if he flirts with her, she loves me. She says she doesn't feel that way about Kay at all, and everything indicates that that's the truth. Kay has also started drinking more lately, and the other night, Elle was not here, he started whining about life not being fair. I took the bait and asked what was wrong, and he started rambling about how Elle is too good for me and I don't deserve her. I agree, but it still pissed me off. And he then told me that he is in love with her, has been for a while, and if I cared for either of them at all, I'd step aside so he could pursue her. I didn't want to argue with him while he was drunk, so I went to bed. I confronted him in the morning, and he doubled down. He said that I can't commit, I can't give her what she wants and needs, she isn't my girlfriend, she is fair game to try to date. Am I wrong for thinking this is messed up? Elle and I do have an unconventional relationship, I'll admit. We don't refer to each other as boyfriend and girlfriend, but we don't sleep with other people. We tell each other we love each other, she usually stays at my place, and we have a good relationship with each other's families. I think we're pretty happy together. I know she doesn't want to be with him, so I'm not worried about that, but since Kay said those things, I can't help but question if I'm being unfair to Elle by holding her back with me. Edit. Info. I did tell Elle everything Kay said about her and our relationship immediately. She is not interested in him, and he's been making her uncomfortable. Also, because it's been asked a few times, Elle and I have always been on the same page as far as labeling our relationship, and I'm aware that she's her own person and can be with whomever, whenever. Kay is the only one treating this as some competition. In the comments, lol, this woman can make her own decisions. He's treating her like an object. You couldn't give her to him even if you wanted to. You should tell her what happened and distance yourself from him. OP says, I agree. She's her own person and can make her own decisions regardless of our title. I did tell her what he said, and she's very uncomfortable with it. She's always thought of him as more of a brother. Then that's all you have to do. You should distance yourself from your friend, but if he brings it up again, Tell him to go for it and you'll abide by her decision if she breaks it off with you, and then watch her shoot him down herself. That guy with the bacon says, fuck Kay. That man is not being your friend right now, or hers. Either tell him you won't step aside at all, or just ignore him when he brings it up again. And also, you're still living with him, right? This kind of behavior plus frequent drinking, honestly, I'd be wary around him when he's drunk. OP says, I agree. Still living with him, but looking for a new situation now. Well, Kay probably won't make any progress with her, but do you two just not sleep with other people? Or have you had a conversation about being exclusive? Because Kay isn't the one you should be worried about if you're not exclusive. She's at an age where she's surrounded by interesting people she finds attractive. If she wants explicit exclusion and you won't give it to her, she will find it somewhere else sooner or later. If she's happy, then continue on like you are, but know you might lose her one day because of your loose understanding. And if she's not happy, then maybe talk to her and find out what would make her happy, and then figure out if that will also make you happy, and if you two can't line up, then I'd suggest you break up. OP says, when we started sleeping together, we did have a conversation and agreed we didn't want to have to sleep with or date other people, but we also didn't want to put a label on our relationship. We do discuss it occasionally and have always been on the same page, but we've gotten a lot more serious in the last year. The more I type it out, the dumber it seems to not make things more official though. Kay is obviously free to try his luck, but she's said she's not interested. If anything, he'll just mess up his friendship with her. Glowellen says, you need to be dead straight with him. She is not interested. Feel free to confirm that with yourself. You are disrespecting both of us, and you will lose both of our friendships if you don't stop being an ass. OP says, this morning I did talk to him again and told him what she had said to me, with her permission, which was essentially that his advances had been making her uncomfortable, and if he wants to maintain any friendship with us, then he's got to roll things back to how they used to be. He said he won't believe it until he hears her say it herself without me around. I'm conflicted on that because I don't want to come across as controlling, but also worry about his reaction when she rejects him. Oh yeah, man, this is going to go so well for Kay. It always goes really well when you basically try to butt in on what is essentially a relationship. And I know we talked about it in that episode before where the mutual exclusive relationship thing wasn't really talked about, and this is yet another example of modern dating where the lines are a little bit blurry. So I think that comment talking about that had some very good and insightful information that OP should listen to. To me, the way he talks about the both of them and their history with each other, yes, it's been rocky, but to me it sounds like they're an item. And if it hasn't been said, I think he really does need to put it in writing. Say like, we are exclusive. I am exclusive to you. I would like it if you were exclusive to me. I know we ghost each other every now and then, but I love you, baby. Never change. Just know if I'm having a hot girl moment, I'm still loyal to you. That's some good advice, and I hope he does have that conversation with her, because it really sounds like he likes her personally. And personally, I don't think Kay is long for this world. I think he's going to yeet himself out of the atmosphere being his friendship with L and OP. Boys thinking with the wrong head, that's for sure. And now, onto the update. I wanted to thank everyone that took the time to respond to my post and update anyone who might be interested in the outcome. I've been staying with L for about a week now, since the initial confrontation with Kay, and thanks to people here, I was sure I wanted to ask her if she wanted to make things more official. She ended up making things even easier for me, as luck would have it. Elle asked me if it might make things easier if I just told Kay that she was my girlfriend. I jumped on that opportunity and asked if I could tell everyone she's my girlfriend, and she said yes. She and I are going to look at a few apartments this week, since obviously I need a new living situation, and we want to move in together. Kay and I had a few brief discussions after he told me he wanted to be with Elle. I had told her everything Kay had said to me, and she was not the least bit interested in him, which I had assumed. I also told him that she's officially my girlfriend now, so that should satisfy his concerns about me not committing to her. He refused to believe any of it without confirmation from her, in person, without me around. Oh, that's so sad. I can win you over, baby. Don't have your boyfriend here. You don't need him around. I can fix you. She initially agreed to meet with him on Sunday with the plan that they would meet at her house, since she lives with her mum and stepdad, but he rejected that, saying he wanted to meet her at the apartment without me there. She told him she wasn't comfortable with that, and if he wanted to meet up without me or her parents there, they at least had to be somewhere public. He got pissed that his threatening behavior made her feel threatened and went on a tirade, calling her every name in the book. She told him she wasn't going to see him again at all and blocked his number. He's tried reaching out to me a few times, ranging from sad to aggressive, and I'm about a text or two away from blocking him as well. Hopefully he'll just move on and it won't come to that. Again, thank you to the posters who helped me navigate this situation. Edit to clarify, we both wished him well, but neither of us wanted to continue a friendship with him under any circumstances. Since posting this, I have also blocked him. I agree with posters that there is no point in keeping any lines of communication open anymore. I've also reached out to some friends to help get the rest of my stuff out, but I was already able to get everything important when I first left. He can make a shrine out of my old shirts if he really wants. Small update from OP in the comments. Okay, so my stuff is out thanks to two of my friends who are also friends of Kay. Friend A tried ahead of time to convince Kay to leave so we could get everything out without him, but it wasn't happening. Kay said he wanted to make sure that I didn't mess with his stuff, which is ironic since he tried messing with my relationship. Friend A then offered to act as a buffer so friend B and I could get my stuff out. When we first got to the apartment, Kay was obviously drunk, but calm, and seemed almost apologetic. I had already decided that I wasn't going to engage with him at all because I don't see the point anymore. He didn't like being ignored apparently and started going off, gradually saying worse and worse shit. He started saying shit about Elle, but I was able to ignore him and let it roll off my back until he told me I might need to fuck her up and get her in line. Oh, no, you did not say that, you psycho! He knows her ex before me was abusive. I'm very thankful my friends were able to get me out of there quickly because I've never been so angry like that in my life. In the comments, TravelBug898 says, "Dude, this guy's a creep and it sounds like he wanted to do something bad to Elle when they were alone, to be honest. Just cut him out of your life." OP says, "I agree. I understood him not wanting me in the room or getting his heart broken in the middle of a Starbucks or something, but him rejecting her parents' house when they've always been friendly with him was a big red flag for us. I think you need to drop this friend at this point. He obviously isn't as good of a guy that you thought he was. Choose your girlfriend, not the guy that seems to want to sexually assault her." OP says, "I don't even think I'm going back to the apartment to get the rest of my stuff. I hope he's able to get his life together, but I can't help him at this point. If he does try to contact her again, then she's going to try to get a restraining order. I've also told mutual friends what is happening and that he can't know where our new apartment will be under any circumstances." A deleted user says, "Gained girlfriend, new exciting living together stage of life planned, identified deadweight weirdo for removal from life. I mean, it's been stressful, but the outcomes are all actually long-term positives. If it hadn't been this, Kay's nasty side would have shown up some other way." And OP replies, "I think the week of turmoil will be worth it in the long run. I agree about Kay too. I really don't think he was always like this, but his drinking's gotten out of control, and he's always sucked when he's drunk. He's just usually drunk now." KP Official says, "Okay, Kay is a fucking asshole, excuse my language, but there's no other way to describe it. I wouldn't physically fight Kay, but I'd let him know straight up what he said to Elle is uncalled for. As for your relationship, congratulations for taking it to the next level. It seems like Elle has genuinely been wanting this for a while, and you had the courage to make it official. As for Kay, after you had told him your piece, neither of you should ever get in contact with that douchebag again. He's not even a friend. Look at his behavior towards you and Elle. He has no respect. That's not a friend or a person that you should be around. Be happy with this lovely lady that you're with and build great memories. I wish you two the best. OP says, thanks. It's taken a lot of restraint to not fight him, honestly. I think that might be a part of his game, though. I do think you're right. She's probably been waiting for this for a while, but didn't want to rock the boat. I feel bad that I didn't catch on sooner, but I'm glad that it's working out now. And we will be avoiding all contact with Kay in the future. As you should, OP. Jesus Christ, that threat came out of left field, did it not? I was definitely getting vibes that he was going to threaten her and do something crazy if she was in that room alone with him. And then look at him getting drunk, letting the cat out of the bag when you're all there, being like, I will beat the shit out of her if I ever see her again. I'm saying it because she's in an abusive relationship. I want to put that trauma double on her because she had the gall to not be in a relationship with me, to deny me. How dare she? Just absolutely foul behavior. And the alcoholism will give you an idea of where his mental state is at right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he continued to show up and stalk and harass you two. It's just what these people tend to do. They love to send death threats when they're deep into 20 or 30 cans of beer. Who knows? That's a lot. Maybe 10 to 15. But people really get competitive with their alcoholism and go off the deep end. Sorry that you guys had to go through that, but you two will come out stronger and with great stories as a result of this shared trauma. Thank you for the story, and thank you for the update. Unexposed is by a throwaway account, and it's titled, Am I the asshole here for having no sympathy for my 37 female, husband 33 male, after he begged me for years to sleep with another man, and now he's upset by it? So I've been with my husband for 12 years, and pretty much from the start, he told me he has a fantasy to watch me sleep with another man. He isn't the first man to ask me to do this. You'd be surprised how many men ask women to do this. The thing is, though, my husband can be a little bit insecure, to the point where I told him a year after we got together that I was thinking of leaving him because I can't deal with his constant questions of who someone is and how I know them every time they comment or like something on my socials. Or every time I mentioned someone at my work, he'd start making passive-aggressive comments. He got better and said he realized how much of a contradiction he was being. Mostly his insecurities have calmed down with the odd flare-up. About 3 years ago, he really ramped up the asking me to sleep with another man. He'd mention it at least once a week and tell me which one of his friends found me hot and stuff like that, and he'd talk dirty while we had sex about me and other men. About a year ago, I caved a little and said as a test, I'd start posting revealing pictures on socials and see how he handled it. So I started posting gym selfies and outfit pics of me wearing very revealing clothing. Then we went to Ibiza on a gaycation, and I sunbathed topless and even posted a picture on my socials where it was obvious I was topless and captioned it, "Men don't like tan lines, do they?" He passed all these tests and never once reacted negatively. While in Ibiza, we went clubbing and he watched me dance with other men and seemed like he really enjoyed it. Around 6 months ago, I said okay, but I made him sign a piece of paper. Obviously not legally binding, but just trying to get it into his head that this can't be classed as cheating as it is a sex game to fulfill his fantasy. He said that all types of sex are okay and nothing is off limits, and he will choose the man so that I can't be accused of any sort of cheating. He said he was fine with this. He's a big man. He's 6'4", and he goes to gym nearly every day. He chose a skinny little guy, 5'5", and not a bit of muscle on him. Anyway, tale as old as time. He wanted it, got it, and now isn't happy and is upset. He said I enjoyed myself too much. It was obvious I preferred sex with the other guy. I was louder, and I gave him head longer, etc., etc. There's been numerous complaints. I've just shut him down every time and said I told him this is how it was gonna go, and he didn't listen to me, and I showed him numerous posts on Reddit of this exact thing happening. Men begging, their wives giving in, the men can't handle it, and they blame the wife. I said that's not me. I'm not taking any blame. I did exactly what I was told to do. Sleep with another man and put on a show and act like a porn star. I did that. I held up my end, and he isn't holding up his end of either enjoying it or accepting that he asked for this. He's saying I'm being an asshole by showing no understanding, or in his words, taking accountability for my actions. He said if I knew this was going to happen, then I shouldn't have done it, and I should have just kept saying no. It's like an adult who purposely put his hand in a lion's cage and then is crying that it's been bitten off. Am I the asshole here? Should I be more understanding? In the comments, Secret Broccoli says, "Not the asshole, and this would be a huge red flag for me about the relationship in general. He broke your trust." And OP says, "I'll be honest, it is really bothering me. Quote, you should have kept saying no. So my options were tolerate your harassment telling me to sleep with another man, or your harassment because I did what you wanted and slept with another man. How the hell do I not lose in this situation? Fuck that, fuck no, fuck him." His fantasy stems from his insecurities. You did nothing wrong, but your husband can't handle what he asked you to do. I'm all for consensual kink, but there should be zero pressure from either side. If I were you, I'd be pissed that he pressured me and then got mad when he got what he wanted. I'm sorry, but that's some bullshit. OP replies, "I agree, which is why I say it's all his making. Seeing someone not take responsibility for their actions is very off-putting." Oh, absolutely. You're not the asshole for not having any sympathy for him because he set you up to fail intentionally. The next step is he's going to start going to everyone and saying that you cheated, that you set him up, that you're a disgusting woman and all you do is sleep around and put disgusting pictures up of your body online trying to get the attention of other men to make him jealous. That is going to be bar for bar what he does, and he's going to say that you forced him and coerced him into sleeping with another man and humiliating him. I hope you recorded some of these interactions. You've got text proof of his intent as well as that contract, and if he's going to do that, you might as well respond to it by airing all of his dirty laundry and being like, actually, here's the real story. Here's the tea, sis. Get it while it's piping hot. He's the one with the big old kink here. And he gets off on this, in fact. He gets off on having a little bit of a little cuck chair moment. You know that chair that's in hotel rooms in the corner staring at the bed? They made those for him. He loves those chairs. He enjoys those chairs every time we go on a gaycation in Ibiza. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, not the asshole. I think this was doomed from the start. I'm so sorry you had to go through that, but this is so spicy. I love this. And now, on to the update. A lot of the comments on my original post opened my eyes to the fact that he was setting me up to be the bad guy and not enjoy myself to make himself look and feel better. Unfortunately, his plan backfired as I enjoyed myself very much. I was leaning very heavily towards leaving him, but last night he asked me if he could pick up someone else for me to fuck and we can try doing it again. Oh, you absolute heathen, to hell with you. I lost it, and I told him to get out of my house and to never come back. I've never been so angry with someone. He's messing with my head, and that was the final straw. He's at his parents' at the minute. I look forward to him telling everyone I cheated. Eye roll emoji. In the comments, Clearheaded01 says, "Not the asshole." He's not owning up to his own kink and is pissed because OP didn't play her part. Instead of being reluctant and hesitant, thus proving that she's submitting to her husband, she dared to enjoy herself, proving that hubby is not that special. "Babe, let's try again. I'll find you someone new you can fuck." Nah, Considering your reaction last time, this time I find some guy you can fuck. That'd be crazy. And I know it annoys some of you, but Gaycation in Ibiza, she can find someone for him to fuck. It's perfect. OP, if you read this, you did the right thing. Don't be a prop in his fantasy and seek a lawyer now to prepare for the final split. It isn't cheating if your husband begs you to do it while he watches. Not the arsehole. Dump this loser. He needs intensive therapy, and you are not his therapist. The man is desperate to see you having miserable sex with someone else so he can tell himself that he's the only one who can satisfy you. He has no interest in your sexual fulfillment or needs. He only wants to feed his insecurities. Yes, exactly. This wasn't about connection, it was about control masked as openness. You chose self-respect over performance, and that shift in energy is powerful. Not the arsehole, and you're allowed to protect your peace. I agree. I'm giving you permission to protect your peace and dump his arse, OP. Throw him out the window, put him in a basket of flaming arseholes. He deserves it. He has asked for it. There is no mercy to be had here. You gave him all the warning that he needed and more. You showed him plenty of examples of how this can, does, and will go wrong, but he's like, no, I'm literally the exception to the rule. Screw that guy. He got what he asked for. He has some goal on him to be like, I know I just made a big fuss, but can we try again? Maybe this time, the second time round, I won't react as strongly. Oh my god, is there any blood left in his brain? Did it all go to the second head? Please, man, I'm begging for some normal representation for men out here. Just a crumb of common sense. I'm begging you, man. Anyway, thanks for the tea, thanks for the stories, OP. That was lovely. That was a good update. I appreciate it. Please come back with more someday. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to end today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.